Welcome back to Gale Force Winds Season 4.
We are coming to you from the Torbay Road Mall in East End, St. John's. And I am going to introduce shortly an entrepreneur that we've had on before. In fact, Tom Powell, who owns Pizza Express Limited, was our 64th guest. And today we're actually going to go to his location and get an update from Tom. Tom is expanding in the Torbay Road Mall, and he reached out to me a couple of weeks ago letting me know that what he said in his interview, number 64 with us, he has actually taken those ideas and those dreams and put them into action. So the renovations started yesterday, and I'm excited to see what Tom is putting together. So as I said, we are in the Torbay Road Mall, Gale Force Winds. Just a little bit about us going forward. You may have noticed lots of content being posted on our socials and our YouTube channel from companies basically all over the world. Gale Force Winds started as an inspirational podcast on Zoom. Our first episode was December 6th, 2020. Alan and I just had an idea to bring a guest in, post it on YouTube, and see where it would take us. Well, it's taken us literally around the world. We've been in Budapest, Crete, Turks and Caicos many times, British Columbia, Vancouver, Toronto, various parts of Ontario, all over Atlantic Canada. My commitment to you is that we are going to continue to bring inspirational conversations every Tuesday night. So Tuesday night is where we started, and Tuesday night is our inspirational conversations with people around the world. So the entrepreneurial journey is of keen interest to myself and Alan. What we'd like you to do is follow us on our social media. On Instagram, we're called Wind Gusts, and those are little short moments of inspiration from our longer form interviews. We're on Facebook, Gale Force Winds, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is our primary platform. LinkedIn is a platform that actually allows us to share with other business people. It is one of the most important platforms in terms of any business social media that we found. Again, we are going to continue to do Tuesday nights. We're interviewing people. They'll be longer form. You'll also see on our YouTube channel a lot of playlists. We go to conferences, and we've coined a phrase, the Gale Force Winds content creation technique. And what we do there is we'll sit down with people at the trade show and give interviews on our social media channels for those people at the show and for the organizers themselves. So please like, follow, and share our stuff. And right now we're going to talk to Tom Powell, the owner of Pizza Express. Well, here we are. As I said, we were going to introduce ourselves to Tom Powell. Tom was on episode number 64, and he was in our home studio. But we wanted to get an update. Episode Tom 64 was a couple of years ago. This is his location in the Torbay Road Mall. Tom, just tell us a little bit about what you've been up to, and we'll take a little tour of your existing location, and we'll go on, to where you're going with this.
As I spoke in the podcast years ago, I discussed I was planning on upgrading, and it's actually happening.
Yeah.
It started today, really, you could say. Some renovation being started today, and we're going to upgrade the restaurant to a much bigger place. We're going from 400 square feet to 960, which is quite big. A lot wider, in the same mall, because there's going to be lots of action here in this mall in the next few years, which, as you'll see down the road, a major new department store will be taking this vacant space here as I move out.
Well, a note on that, actually the very first bank account I ever opened in the early 80s would have been right there where the CIBC was. I'm no stranger, Tom, to this mall. This mall seems to be the mall that keeps on going no matter what. You've been here for 21 or 22 years now?
Almost 21 actually.
21 years. So you just had your 20th anniversary, a milestone in any business. Tell us what it's like to be in a business in 400 square feet, now going to 950. Tell us what it's like.
Oh, it's interesting. Very small, but now it's like me and the wife were talking about it. It's going to be interesting going from 400 to 900, where like we're going to be like, honey, you over there? It's like we're just visualizing it last week. Like we're not going to be in each other's way, or there's not going to be no pushing going on. But hey, there always is. But it's interesting in a small tight spot. But we're looking forward to a bigger spot. We're going to have a sit-in area, glass front window, glass front door, bigger, newer, location should be pretty good.
Well, let's just, actually, what I'm going to do is we'll go inside your existing location in a second. Let's just take a walk over and give people an idea, and I'll spin as we're going.
Yeah.
So you're literally moving down the aisle, or the corridor, I guess.
Yes,
say, right?
yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit about the outside and the plan that you have for it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And the funny thing is, we're taking it over, and today is actually my son's birthday. And in future, he will probably take the business over, so he's looking forward, just like the rest of us are looking forward to it.
So just give us an idea, Tom. Like this is, I'm going to move out a little bit so we can see it. So we're in the Torbay Road Mall. Your existing location is down there.
Yeah.
Just give us an outline on the outside here as to the extent of the business and what you plan for the facade outside.
So what you see here now is you see the for rent sign. That will be a Pizza Express sign, obviously. Below it we'll have a glass window. This gray steel door that's open there now will be a glass door.
Where does the business start?
Right here.
Right here. So what's the actual end of the business? Right there by this window here?
Yes, this window here.
Yeah. Are you putting another window in there? Or?
Another window is going to go right here. I'll actually point that out to you like we'll put an 8-foot window here. 8-foot window here. Glass front door right here. A glass front door right here,
Yeah.
Sign on the building.
That's nice. And it extends all the way over too?
No, we're going to go right here.
Okay, there's a wall going right there.
Right to the back, yeah.
Okay. We'll go inside there in a second. Let's go back to your existing location here now. And tell me a little bit about, the motivation, Tom, and how long it's taken you to think about this particular idea.
We were talking about this. It's funny because I talked about this in your podcast years ago.
I remember.
And it was kind of like, I wanted to do it and I didn't want to do it. So as the years went by, I was like, and then the mall approached me on, here's an opportunity. Do you want to go with it? So yeah, why not? We went with it because now at the end of the day, we're going to have a beautiful a new department store here. I'm going to go down there with a new building, and the mall is helping me out moving down, so which is good. Why not? Let's do it.
Well, take us into your existing location and tell us a little bit about, you're going to get a little nostalgic now because you moved in this location 21 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see how small it is, so we did quite a bit.
21 years, and you've been in this location, and it's 400 square feet.
Yeah, 405 to be exact, and down there is 960.
960. This is an amazing, when you were talking about it on the podcast, it always blew me away that you've conducted your business in such a small location.
Yeah.
But the other thing that really struck me is that you've employed over those 21 years, dozens?
30, I guess, yeah.
And then, for any entrepreneur, I think when you get up in the morning and you're actually employing people, that's a huge thing, and that's why there's so much respect for small business. Tell us a little bit about what it means to you to have employed that many people.
Oh, it was great because I can add a little thing to that. The funny thing about it is, as I'm getting ready to move down here, my architect technically got my engineer. My engineer, who signed off on the property, worked for me when he was going to Munn for 4 years. 10, 12 years later, here he is signing off doing work for me.
That's amazing, Tom.
It's funny. And some of the guys who are doing work for me actually worked for me down there that worked for me here as they were going through their trades and going through the university. And now he signed off on the deal, which is funny.
Well, on that note, it's funny, isn't it, how things come full circle?
Yeah.
And it must, that young man now is an engineer, you say?
Yeah.
Wow. And he's working on this project.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to the new location, how many staff? You've got to staff up a little bit?
What's going to happen now, it's we're not going to staff up. I'm just going to have to step up and work a little bit more, along with the wife. And my son is going to jump in. Like I said, funny, his birthday's today. He's 21 today. He's going to step in and come in and work some hours and maybe eventually someday take over.
Amazing.
So it should be fun.
So you've created a business, you're 21 years into it now, and you're making a move that's going to sustain this business hopefully for another 21 years.
Yes.
And it's going to give your son Brandon the opportunity to work in the business.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Great. It's like, it's something I always wanted to do. I get emotional now thinking about it.
Yeah, I get it.
But it was great. And I'm happy. He's excited more than anything.
Well, as I said to you, Tom, you know, it's always been, look, Gale Force Winds exists to tell the stories of small business. And none of this is easy. And if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But I can tell you that, you know, there's so much respect for what it is you're doing and taking on, you're biting off a much larger piece.
Yeah.
But you've proven over 21 years that you can do this, so no wonder you're doing it. So talk a little bit about, I guess, you know, will you be able to conduct business with this existing equipment, or do you have to expand in that manner as well?
No, we purchased new pizza ovens and some new coolers and stuff like that, and we're going to have a different style pizza oven. Still hopefully do the same pizza, which I'm sure we will. And a bit of new equipment, not much, but a new oven, new coolers, sinks, obviously, all this stuff. But down there is going to be brand new. Everything new, pretty much. A few odds and ends that won't be, but most of this equipment will. Some of it will go to the junk, and some of it won't.
So let's walk down. So we're going to go out this side entrance here.
Yeah.
And walk down to your new location.
Yes, and have a look.
So you've seen a lot of changes in the Torbay Road Mall over the years, eh?
Oh yeah, and there's bigger changes coming as we walk down here now. There's contractors looking at the new department store. I can't speak of it.
No.
Because rights won't let us.
Something going in there behind us, I guess.
Yeah. So big changes here now, and it's going to be great changes. It's going to surprise people when they see what's coming.
Well, that's exciting. I mean, the East End is such a vibrant part of St. John's, and frankly, we need options. This is a neat. I've gotten my hair cut in there before. That's a nice little spot.
Yeah.
Brings a lot of people in.
It do, obviously, Nice bunch of guys, too.
So we got Global Pet Foods, Sun Spa Tanning Studio. And tell us a little bit about the location. I think it's no stranger to many people as to what the location is.
Yeah.
It is the former
Zeller's Mall, we call it, right now.
And the particular location you're going into, though, is the former China
House. The former China House.
We're just going to move down here a little bit, get away from. Obviously, this is a construction zone.
Yeah. This right here was former China House.
Yeah.
But a lot of people think I am going into China House.
Yeah. Just gonna turn a light on.
I am going into China House, but technically it's a part of China House. And I don't know if you can remember George and Son Shoe Repair.
I do.
It's the backside is George and Son Shoe Repair, which a lot of people don't really understand, because as it went, this was China House. And then as you went in, this is George's Shoe Repair. You go in so far, and then the other end up here was the rest of China House. So it wasn't totally, right?
Yeah. So it's actually a larger space.
Yes, it's much more larger.
Right. And what the plan, Tom, just so I understand, get a little closer so you're in the screen.
Yeah.
In here. So there's going to be, your space is going to be what? Just outline it here.
Well, we can walk over and I can show you over here.
Let's do that.
As we see, we can step in, the boys are not, we'll try not to get them on camera, but as we see this, I'll just walk over and show you.
Yeah.
As we do, there's going to be a wall going straight through the system.
Aha, I see it. Yeah.
Right, straight through, and this will be my location right here.
Right. And you're going to have how many seating capacity for how many?
8 to 10.
Okay.
Right.
8 to 10. Let's just go all the way down here.
You can go ahead, do your work. Yeah. So we're walking into a place here now.
As you can hear, there's lots of work going on. How long, and this is a hard question, do you anticipate the construction to go on?
Well, 2 months. We're hoping to be in 2 months.
Yeah.
That's our goal. That's the major big goal. Now, if we get in 2 months, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe Labor Day, hopefully.
Right. And you're going to retain the same name? You're not changing the name, right?
No, not changing the name.
So it's Pizza Express?
Limited, yeah.
Just come out here.
Yep.
Always a challenge when you're trying to do videos in a construction zone.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Pizza Express. You're expanding the menu, though, are you not? Or you've already done a little bit of that?
A little bit, but no, not as of now. Not a big. You know, we're still going to have the homemade fries and stuff like that, and pizza and chicken wings and chicken fingers and stuff like that. That's pretty much what we're going to stay with: the pizza and the homemade fries, chicken wings, and fingers and stuff like that, and onion rings and deep fried, I call it goodness.
So Tom, just take us back 21 years ago when you were working, I believe you were working for someone else.
Yes.
And you made the decision to go out on your own. Just bring us back to that decision. Reflect on what that meant to you then and how hard it was and where you are now. Talk a little bit about that.
That was funny because a guy come to me and said, Tom, you want to open a pizza store? I'm like, yeah, why not? So that's where that started, and it was a good buddy of mine got me to another guy, and one led to another thing. He said, let's do it. I opened up, the guy decided to, and I bought him out, and we went from there. And that's where it all started. That was, because I was working, and I don't mind working for people, but I know I can do it myself, and I did it. Right.
How nervous were you when you were first pulling the trigger on your first business?
I wasn't really too nervous because I had a partner with me. But when the partner left, that's when the nerves came in, because I knew it was all on me then.
Yeah.
Before I had support, the guy was good support, and when I took over myself, that's when I got nervous. But I kind of eased into it, which helped. So that's the way the nerves now.
Are any of those nerves back from when?
Now I'm actually more nervous because it's a bigger step.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not costing me $10 to do this. It's costing me. I'm not going to be able to sell 2 pizzas and offset the costs.
No.
It's a big cost. But the nerves outweigh the thing is my son. It's all about him. Getting it open for him.
Yeah.
That's the key. Yeah. That's the key. And hopefully someday he'll take it and he'll run with it.
Tom, what advice would you have for anyone who's thinking about A, either starting a business or B, expanding? Give us some thoughts on that.
I've always said it, don't be afraid. If you want to do it, do it. Don't hesitate to do it. Don't be afraid. Because you'll second guess yourself down the road. Like now, I've had this business 20 years, and I still say, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? And I'll never say that again. I'll do it. Like in the first podcast, the gumball machine. Buying the gumball machine, and I was like, it cost me $100. It ended up being not a smart move, but take the chance, do it. And the funny thing is, when I open this place, you'll see a gumball machine. I got a gumball machine order to go in on the counter.
For anyone who doesn't know what Tom is talking about, you got to go to episode 64, and he said at the end, his advice was just buy the gumball machine. It is incredible, Tom, that you're actually going to put a gumball machine in this location. Yeah. That every day you walk by that, it'll be a reminder, won't it?
Yes, sir, for sure. And we'll have a little TV in the wall. We'll have a TV where you can come in and sit down and have a slice of pizza or fries or whatever you want on the TV, and I'll have the podcast on there every now and again. Yeah. And come in and check it out and find out what the gumball machine meant.
Yeah.
And that'll be something you can come by, check out and have a slice and watch the podcast and say, okay, the gumball machine, that's the gumball machine. I'm going to have one on the corner with the TV, podcast on. Trust me, it'll be there.
Well, folks, first, before we go, Tom, any last thoughts that you'd want to pass on to anyone on this podcast? We have a lot of business people watching, a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs and youth. What would be some of the last thoughts that you have here today?
The last thought is that go for it. Don't be afraid to do it. Do it. Do what you need to do it. That's the way I look at it. Hey, go buy a gumball machine. Give it a try. But at the end of the day, it's all about the great thing about this is I wouldn't be here only for my customers. The great support I had from them over the years is unbelievable. Through the thick and thin, COVID, all this, only for them, we wouldn't be here, like many of us.
Well, folks, there you have it. This is Tom Powell. He owns Pizza Express in the Torbay Road Mall, and he is expanding. He's doubling his square footage, doubling the stress,
Oh, yeah.
doubling everything that he's doing. And we are in St. John's, Newfoundland on a beautiful sunny day. It's only about 13 degrees, but the wind is not blowing, so it feels like 35 here. I can tell you this, gale force winds was created for this very reason. The gentleman standing there in red behind me is one of the stalwarts of business in Newfoundland and Labrador. And Tom, we salute you.
Thank you for tuning in to Gale Force Winds. That's galeforcewinds, WINS.com.